So, Daniel Khalife, ex-British squaddy, escaped from HMP Wandsworth. I feel I was a little harsh on Wandsworth at the time. It's always good to reflect, you know, be honest, look back. So I will give an update of HMP Wandsworth, my thoughts, and the fact this guy was able to escape. I'll talk about E-list prisoners, which he should be for a good while, for me. But firstly, it's one everyone does, isn't it? Will he be safe in prison? Daniel Khalife, ex-British squaddy. So he's just got 14 years. So I would say, at some point, he's going to be in a dispersal prison, high security prison for long-term prisoners. Where? I don't know. Maybe start at Belmarsh, Frankland, Woodhill, and the like, places that you'll have heard of. Full Sutton, even. And here's the question, will he be safe in prison? Well, having looked, you know, he's quite a harmless lad, isn't he? He's very young. I am thinking he might be protected by certain prison gangs, third world culture and religion, in prison, as he was spying on the British Armed Forces. But here's the thing, without stating the obvious, and it might not be obvious to some of you, sadly, there are a lot of soldiers in prison, ex-soldiers, you know, fall on hard times. The Gulf War, yeah, people still suffering. I know one or two, quite personally, quite well, that I've interviewed and chatted to, who struggle with things that happened in them wars, things where maybe personally they'd have done something different if they'd gone back, and maybe if they'd have done that, they'd have ended up dead. You know, these are things that me and thee don't have to face in everyday life. A lot of them in prison. So I'm imagining somebody's in prison, doing a sentence, anti-establishment now, because they've been treated like shat, given fuck all, and maybe got PTSD. And you see Daniel Khalife, because what he got busted for was giving information on individuals out. People. It weren't so much spying about what we got and stuff, was it? Elite soldiers, SAS and the like, putting names out there, handing it over. He wanted to be an elite soldier himself, you know, his aspirations, but he was told he'd never get there. So he decided to spy for Iran. There or thereabouts, that's his story. So in prison, yeah, if I'm a squaddy and I see him, I'm going to banjo him. I'm definitely having a go at him. Yeah? Squaddies, all for the Queen. A lot of them now, they're not fighting for this country. They will fight for their communities, but family first. God bless all the squaddies in prison, all them with PTSD. Now let's talk about Wandsworth. So how did he get out? If procedures, yeah, prison service instructions and orders were followed, he would not have got out. It's impossible to get out of a Cat B establishment. But now, on reflection, firstly, the gate procedures in any prison, you know, probably not considered a serious job. Quite often you have OSGs, operational support grades. They're not prison officers, they support prison officers. Vehicle searching and the like, procedures, equipment. They have, for instance, looks like a mine detector, a mirror under a vehicle. Might actually be on wheels, so you can look under a vehicle. That's part of it. They have x-ray equipment and the like. Here's the thing, you see, prisons all on a budget. They're absolutely screwed, and I mean pun intended. So maybe some of that equipment weren't working. Wandsworth, I believe, I might be wrong, not often wrong, but I'm right again, maybe have two gates. Maybe one of them is a proper gatehouse where a vehicle could exit, and if the equipment is working, could be searched. Maybe there's one where there's no equipment, and maybe in that gatehouse they had someone who maybe had been on long-term sick and didn't know the procedures. Now, whose fault's that? It's not his. It's the prison, innit? Here's another thing that just pops to mind. Wandsworth have had, allegedly, some corrupt managers and governors, and that affects morale. I know people who worked at Wandsworth, and I spoke to people. So yeah, I'm reflecting on that. Now Khalife, the signs were there. People have seen him out loading vans because he got a job in the kitchen. Any vehicle, Cat B establishment should be escorted by at the very least an OSG. Yeah? In Strangeways, high security prison, quite often there'd be a dog there. Dog handler would stand there guarding the vehicle. Driver should remain there, and there should be an OSG who would lead the vehicle, open the gates and that. Leaving the dog handler to manage his dog. He wasn't supervised properly. There were clues there. Allegedly, he came back into the kitchen after being out where the vehicle was one day, and he got what appeared to be axle grease on his prison uniform. Usually white t-shirts, hats, maybe check trousers and work boots, like a normal chef or someone working in a kitchen. So the signs were there. Exercisers started going to the gym. The sort of exercise you might do to hang under a vehicle. So where's security? Where's security in all this? Why aren't they checking up? Why are they not checking up the gate or that the gate equipment's working? Hey? Why aren't they doing that? Why aren't they checking procedures are being followed? Well, apparently, after speaking to people, there or thereabouts, Wandsworth didn't have budget for a security department, so they didn't have one. How a prison can run without a security department, I do not know. And clearly, not that well. So the staff, prison officers, screws, not guards. I never minded screw, some found it offensive. No morale, understaffed, and corrupt managers, which it just knocks you. It knocks the sense out of you. A good governor, I've said before, lifts morale, can boost it. We had a couple of good ones at Strangeways, and then they went downhill fast. Forest Bank private prison, again, they've got the money. Two good governors, honest, upstanding men who've been good career men in the public sector. So yeah, you can buy them. Private sector, pay your governors well. Managers, pay the troops fuck all. In the prison service now, private and public sector, they're on similar money. E-list prisoner. So an E-lister, someone who's escaped or at risk of escaping, might have escaped on a previous sentence, might have jumped the dock. It's not consistent, this. Not consistent. You see, he's getting off from court. People have done that and not been put as an E-lister. An E-lister, they have a uniform in prison. When they go to court, they're in a jumpsuit, yellow and blue jumpsuit. In prison, stripes, yellow and blue, or checks. They're very, very prominent. They stand out from the crowd. They wear that all the time. They don't wear their own gear. E-lister gear. At night, all the clothes are taken off them. They're put in a box. They're given slippers. Yep, you've got it. Blue and yellow slippers, blue and yellow pajamas, and maybe a blue and yellow dressing gown. Boxers, not so sure. I'm not going there with that one. That's an E-lister, so he should be an E-lister. He should, for some time, remain in the high security estate, I feel. He will be at risk from ex-squaddies and maybe looking over his shoulder. I don't know, we can never judge this. We can never judge it. If he's an unassuming guy, he might get on with people. Not that high profile at the minute, not like when he escaped. So, Wandsworth, I believe Wandsworth's been given 100 million, which is a drop in the ocean to do whatever they need to do to make it a safe prison. What a waste of money. Build a new prison. Yeah? Good luck, best wishes, God bless everyone at Wandsworth and in the prison service now. I'm going to be going to Strangeways soon and doing a vlog. It will be a rant, I'll tell you now. It'll be a proper rant. Thanks for your continued support. Thanks for coming. Brian! What are you eating, you little monkey? Hey? I'll sit here.